Hello Exiles, it's Fusion Gaming and welcome to the channel. Today's video I'm going to give you a little bit of an update on where we're at in terms of build. I've switched build again. This is now my 7th build. For those who know me, and there's a few people that know me in the Discord, I do like to switch builds quite a lot because I like to play fun builds. I don't like to kind of be bored. So obviously the build that I did about a week ago was the Spiders build, which was good. It was strong, very tanky, very strong. It could do tier 16 Abyss strat maps very easily with absolutely no worries in terms of dying. Maybe if you would juice the altars a little bit too much and you would give them physical overwhelm, then yes, there was the odd occasion when I would die. But other than that, it was practically unkillable. Now, I had a bit of money, and I sold all of the pieces, and I had around about 770 divine once I'd sold everything. So I thought, I want to go and play one of these new transfigured gems, because we did Penance Brand of Conduction and Dissipation. That's obviously one of my previous videos, which again, I'll put the video in the description. And I wanted to try something else before they got nerfed next league, because I have a feeling that they're probably going to do a rebalance of all of the gems next league, so I wanted to kind of have a play of it now. So what I decided to do was I decided to go into Frostblink of Wintry Blast. Now you're probably thinking it's just Frostblink, but believe you me, it is not just Frostblink. So the way that it works is you run Cyclone, okay, and what happens is when you crit an enemy, so because we are using cast on critical strike, as soon as you crit an enemy, you then basically Frostblink to that enemy. But because of the recent because of the change that was made on Frostblink, because it now has because there is a cast time now rather than the normal Frostblink just being instant, as you can see there, cast time instant, this now has a cast time. You will see, I'm going to showcase it here so you can see what happens. As soon as it hits an enemy, it literally bounces to them, and it is very much like Flicker Strike, but I don't know, a lot more fun, I feel. The build at the moment is very, very strong in terms of damage. I will admit it is a tad squish. Effective H pool 33,000. So if that's not for you, then that's completely fine. But I don't mind it. At the moment, the build is rocking around about 127 million DPS. And funnily enough, I need a power charge ring to make it even more. So I am saving up for that, and I will be showcasing this when I eventually have. This will probably be my last build of the league. I will be obviously continuing to play, but I don't think I'm going to be changing into any more builds. If I do, then I will do a video on them. But just to give you a quick rundown, and I'm not going to go into too much detail in this because this is just an update, but if you want a full build guide, then by all means put it in the description. If you want a build guide and you want to see obviously how the build obviously is put together, then by all means give me a message or put it in the comments and I will do a video on it. So first things first, you run a claw, basically just with a bit of crit, bit of attack speed, crit chance. Obviously we're running a bit of Assassin's Mark on hit with the Petrified Blood. We're running Bronze Leaf Chest with the +5 to movement skills, so that gives a nice +5 to my Frostblink. We're running an Empower, so that then gives me a further 3 levels, and then the chest has a further +2 socketed AoE gems, so that then gives it a further 2. So we now have +7 and a +3, so Frostblink is now level 31, which is massive. Obviously the +2 obviously also applies, so global modifiers here, so we've got +3 to inspiration here, that's from the tree, from the skill tree. We have a +3 sorry, +3 on power charge on crit, we have a +3 on cast on crit, and then we have a +10 on cyclone. So yeah, it's very good. In terms of the helmet, it's very similar to the Penance brand, will clash, making use of the +1 power charge, again elemental damage per power charge and chance to block per power charge. Again Malachi's Loop, +2 power charge, and again, just kind of try and get as much increased spell damage per power charge as you can. Again, we're running Valakesh's boots, and I opted for a maximum endurance, so we have another endurance charge. We've also gone for a Badge of the Brotherhood. Now we've gone for a corruption of attack speed, just for a little bit more attacks and attack speed for the Cyclone. But also the most important thing on this is to get the increased recovery rate of travel skills, because that then obviously helps in terms of the actual cooldown and how fast it casts. Other than that, we are literally just rocking a nice Ruby Headhunter. Again, you don't have to run this, it's just for quality of life. We're running a nice chilled set of gloves with a bit of dex. We do need dex and we need strength, so we are running a strength rings. But eventually these 2 rings will be gone, and it will be a nice strength crit ring, which I am saving up for. I am going to need around about 1,400 divines, so that is probably going to take me a couple days, because I'm going to be getting the ring from the Forbidden Trove, so TFT's Mirror Shop, because it is the best in slot as of right now. But as you know, his prices are ridiculous. I have looked in Spicy Sushi Shop. He doesn't have one that is obviously basically pertinent to the build. And I have also looked for Seb K, and Seb K's doesn't have strength. I do need it to have strength, so that is like a key bit of the build. In terms of budget so far, I have spent around about 900 divines into the build so far, so it is not cheap, so I will give you that, but it is very fun. I did Uber Eater of Worlds, Uber Searing Exarch without any problems. I think I died once on the ball phase, that was it. We did Uber Shaper, we did Uber Cortex, and we even tried to do Uber Cyrus, but that is the most, well, to me, it's the hardest fight in the game, just with all the mechanics, the storms, the beams, there's just so much going on. And because this build is not the most strongest anyway, yes, I did die. And because of how it works in terms of flicker, and you are kind of bouncing forwards and backwards on the same enemy, I did bounce into a storm on one occasion, and it just insta-killed me. So, yeah. So I can't do Uber Cyrus, but I've not done Uber Maven yet, but I don't think it would be an issue. But that is the build as it stands right now. It's quite fun. It's very effective. I have done some tier 16 maps as well with the Abyss strat. The only problem that it was having, but this was prior to a change that I did last night, is that sometimes it would fall over on a few of the strong rares. That was it. But in terms of survivability, you know, you are running a bit of armor. You are running, when you have all of your flasks active, you are running around about, hold on, you are running 14,000 armor, so you are 90% fizz reduction. You are obviously res capped here, but chaos is a positive. We got a bit of block on spell and attacks, and we are camp chilled, frozen, or shocked. And also we are running a bit of a mutable force for the stun and block, but I also got corrupted blood, and we are also running blood notch for if I do get stunned, then obviously I'll recover 60% of that. The tree itself is quite basic. It's nothing crazy. Probably the most expensive thing that I probably spent so far, or probably one of the ones, was buying the charms. These charms, 5 crit multi with 20 Ellie res, 65 divine, 65 divine, 65 divine. So yes, they are not cheap. But I've got 20, I've got 60% all res in there, and I have plus 5 to crit multi. So yeah. So as you can see, it is an expensive build, but it is a very, very fun build. Like I said, if you want me to go into a little bit more detail per item, going through all the skill links and everything, put a comment down below, and I will more than happily do a video. Over the next probably 2 to 3 weeks, I will start the help videos in regards to all of the topics of every single piece of League content. And I'm contemplating whether to do it in alphabetical order or whether to do it in terms of when they were released up until the most recent. So going all the way back to maybe like the earliest piece of content, maybe like Breach or Abyss, or even further back than that, and then come forward 3 point whatever, so that every single video introduces it as like, this is the piece of content that was introduced in 3.07, and then the next video is in 3.08, and going on for so forth and so on from there. I think that may be a little bit more, it would give you a little bit more information in terms of how long that piece of data, that piece of content has been in the game for, because you will then know roughly how many seasons there has been since it's been implemented into the game. So that is an option. Let me know your thoughts in the chats. Again, if you like any of my content, if you like any of my videos, throw us a subscribe, throw us a like, hit the bell notification so you get notified of my videos. They're all going to start coming out in the next month or so. I'm hoping to try and get them all done and completed and dusted by the end of February. And what I may then do as well, just before League launch for March, because the new League will probably start at some point in March if there is no delay, I may go back and revisit the Act videos that I did, so the first 10 acts, and we will go through them again, just because there has been a lot of comments in things, and I had to go back and revisit this and go back, and there's things that even I learnt about the acts that are in those videos and in the comments. So what I may do is I may go back and revisit them again and do all 10 acts again, but with a more updated view of what I have learned, and we'll try and see if we can make them even faster. My aim is to try and see if we can get it as fast as possible, because then after March we're going to possibly have one more League, and then the beta of PoE 2 will then be released, and then guess what? I then have to then do a series of Act videos for PoE 2, how to get through PoE 2. That is going to be the fun one. Don't expect that very quickly, because I'm going to have to learn every single zone, how it's laid out, quickest way through it, that type of stuff. So, but that is the plan. Long-term plan is to do an Act series video for PoE 2, so people can navigate through the new game with the new acts and not have any problems or any struggles. Okay. Other than that, until I do the next video, thank you for watching, and stay sane, Exile.